All right, so we are going to present our presentation on a token economy. And in our group, we have Kaylin Liedl, Janessa Lima, Sarah Martinez, Kimberly Santos, Janelle Watkins, and myself, Caitlin Wilczynski. So for our group, we are implementing a plan, and what we want to do is correct inappropriate hallway behaviors and lunchroom behaviors at Halls Elementary School. Our group decided that a token economy would be the most efficient in implementing this school-wide intervention plan. Token economies have been proved to be successful in schools, not only for the students, but for the staff as well. So here, a little introduction to exactly what token economy is. So here is kind of a visual of what the cycle would be. So first, the child has no tokens and no access to desirable items or activities. And then the child does engage in that target behavior, so the desirable behavior. And then the child is given a token for engaging in those target behaviors. And then eventually, however many tokens they need, they can trade those in for access to activities, items, whatever their plan calls for. And what is a token economy system and why do we use it? A token economy is an intervention that includes contingencies in which tokens or points are given following the emission of the target behavior. And this intervention has been proven effective for increasing appropriate behaviors.
Why use a token economy? Tokens can be utilized in many ways for different targeted behaviors. For example, you can use tokens when desirable behaviors such as sitting in your chair while in the classroom. There is no delay in reinforcement after the desired behavior is exhibited. So as soon as the behavior occurs, the token is given, and so they have that reinforcement right away. Anyone who is working with the individual can give them a token. Therefore, not one person gives the tokens, but anyone can do it, which makes it very versatile. Tokens can be utilized in a variety of settings. So for example, they can be used at home, they can be used in school settings, they can also be used in community placement settings. And there are numerous types of token economies. However, they all serve the same purpose. Token economies are used to increase desirable behavior. Additionally, implementation of token economies help decrease problem behavior. So we are increasing positive behavior while decreasing the negative behavior. Here is an example of a token economy. One of the most common token economies is the use of a token board. And so we are going to view a short clip of how a token board is used.
Okay, Luke, you ready to work? All right, what are you working for today? Tell me what you're working for. All right, take it out for me. Let's put it on the front side. Good job. Remember, we got to get 5 works done before we get snack, okay? 5 works before we get snack. What are you working for? I want snack. Good job. What work are you going to start with? Tell me. I want this one. Tell me. I want this one. Good job. All right, let's get to work. Hey, Luke, I have to tell you, I really like how you used your device to talk to me today, so I want to give you a bonus one for using your board. Do a good job. That was really good. Will you put that on there? That was a good job. Give me a high five on that one. Good job. All right, let's get to work. Here we go. Are you finished? Finished. Good job. Nice job getting work done. That was awesome. Let's put that on there. Good job. Thank you. I see you're finished. All right. What do you want to do next? Are you going to do this one next? All right. Hey, Luke, I have to tell you, I really like how you used your board. I want to give you one more for using your board. I want the work. Good job. Good job. Good job. Hey, Luke, I have a question for you. What is this? What is this? I want you to tell me. It is grapes. Tell me, please. It is grapes. Good. What is this? Tell me. It is grapes. Good job. I like how you used your board. I love that. All right. When we finish this work, we'll be all finished, okay? Oh, there's a lot in there. All right. Hold on a second, Luke. I want you to tell me something. What color is this one? You remembered. It is orange. Nice job. I think that was good. You remembered. It is orange. You're right. It is orange.
How does the token economy help increase or decrease behavior? According to Milton Berger 2008, a token economy helps to increase the desired behavior because the tokens are a way of paying children to completing tasks and the children can then use those tokens to buy desired activities or items. Advantages to token economy. Token economies can bridge the gap between a target response and the backup reinforcer, maintaining performance over an extended period of time. They are less likely to be affected by satiation and can provide a visual reminder of the progress or lack of progress the students have made regarding their behavior. Implementation of the token economy intervention. Each class will have a clipboard with a daily data that keeps track of school dollars earned and lost. Teachers will remind their class at the beginning of the school day of the rules and expectations to follow in order to receive school dollars. Students will have the opportunity to gain or lose school dollars depending on transitions between classes and lunch. Visual aids will be placed in the hallway in each class as a reminder of expectations. Monitors will add a tally mark onto the data sheet to record the class behaviors during transitions.
Implementation of the token economy intervention continued. Teachers will enter tally marks into electric data point system monitoring classroom progress, or in this case, that will be representing the dollars. At the end of the day, each class has the opportunity to earn $4 to $5, which equals about $20 to $25 at the end of each week. If one student doesn't follow the rules, the class will not receive $1, or if they have received $1 will be taken away. If the class has earned less than 10, if the class earns less than $10 by the end of the week, they will not get to purchase items from the school store. For each class that earns 20 to 25 school dollars, each student will receive the amount of dollars their entire class has earned. So, for example, if one class has earned a total of $15, each student will be given $15. What can I earn with my school dollars? For 10 school dollars, you can bring your favorite toy from home on Fridays. So, for example, you could do show and tell on Fridays. For 15 school dollars, you could earn 15 extra minutes on special classes like music, PE, or art, or you can have 15 extra minutes at lunch. $20 school dollars is 20 extra minutes at recess or 20 extra minutes of computer time. And $25 is either a class party of choice or a class field day. With the $25, the class party or the class field day is only a once per month. And of course, it would have to be majority rules. Moving forward, how to implement the intervention. Initial training will be held in the lunchroom of Halls Elementary on March 2nd, 2020, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. All staff will be required to attend the training. If a staff member is not able to attend the training, they'll be required to have one-on-one training session before the implementation of the plan. Training will consist of a trainer explaining the implementation plan. The trainer will demonstrate how data will be collected and have staff practice techniques. There will be a follow-up training held on March 23rd, 2020 from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And later on in this slide, we'll go into detail on how the staff will be included in training.
This is an example of the day collection sheet. Each teacher will be given a sheet with the number of transition dollars earned and dollars lost depending on the outcome of the class's transition. And at the end of the day, each class will have the new balance tally determined on those transitions. And on the next slide, we have examples of hallway behavior that can be included on the visuals. Such behaviors can be walking nicely, having quiet hands, following directions, looking straight ahead, and staying in line.
So the way we're going to collect data for this intervention, data will be collected during hallway transitions and during lunch periods. Each class will have a clipboard with the daily data sheet on it that we just showed you a second ago. So each teacher will be responsible for making transitions with their class. They'll carry that clipboard with them, and then be taking data either as the transition is occurring or like right after they get to their destination. So there's a couple variations in that. For one, for specials periods, the main class teacher will take them to their special with the clipboard and then hand that clipboard to the specials teacher. And then after the class, it will be the specials teacher that will take the clipboard and the class back to their main classroom, and after filling in the data appropriately, give the clipboard back to the teacher. For our special education students, so the special education classes will operate the same as the general education classes, like clipboard wise, but for the students that spend partial days in each type of classroom, their behavior and data will count towards whichever classroom they spend the most time with. So even though these students typically make transitions by themselves or in small groups, whichever adult escorts them to their destination will either give or take dollars away, and then will relay to the teacher when they get to their destination what data needs to be put on the sheet for that child. And then for lunch, every teacher will take their class to lunch and they will drop their clipboard off there. For the lunch periods, there will be a sign-up sheet in the teacher's lounge, and every teacher will be required to supervise at least one lunch a week. So it won't be all on all of you. The instructional assistants will also be at every lunch. So ideally, every lunch monitor will have 1 to 2 clipboards, and therefore 1 to 2 classes that they will monitor and take data for. And then when the teachers come back to get their students at the end of the lunch period, they will get their respective clipboard and take it with them and continue taking data that way. And then at the end of each day, the instructional assistants will collect the clipboard and input their points or dollars into the electric point data system. All the materials that are needed for this intervention are the clipboard, the data sheet, a pen, and then whatever application you end up using for the point system database. So for our first activity, we're going to set expectations. So I'm going to have everyone think of an expectation to be set and used to earn or lose school dollars. So you want to consider like what kind of hallway or lunchroom practices are going on now that need to be changed or corrected, and what kind of behavior would you like to see in your students. So when writing these expectations, you want them to be short, like we want our kids to be able to pay attention long enough to go through all of them. We want them to be clear. We want them to understand. Okay, we also want them to be clear. So we want our students to understand what's expected of them. And then we also want you as the staff to understand if the behavior is occurring or not. Like you all should be able to agree that they're either meeting the expectation or not. And then you want all of the expectations to be positively framed. So you don't want a list of don't do this and don't do that. You want it to be things like I can do this or I will do this. So an example of this is I will walk with my hands at my sides in the hallway. It very clearly tells them what they can specifically be doing and where, and it leaves very little room for inappropriate behaviors like touching things on the wall or touching peers because their hands are at their sides. So now that we have agreed on the expectations for our students, we will practice giving feedback when our students hypothetically earn or lose those school dollars. So I'm going to have everyone split into groups of 3 or 4 and make practice transition throughout the hallways. Everyone's going to take turns being the teacher. So those acting as students will model appropriate and inappropriate behavior throughout the transition, and then teachers will practice giving the appropriate feedback for earning or losing dollars. So when you're giving feedback, you want to be neutral and direct. So you want to tell them exactly why they are earning or losing those school dollars. And if they are losing them for engaging in problem behavior, you don't want to put a lot of emotion in like behind that. So you want to just say, hey, you're not following this expectation, and so you're losing $1. Or, hey, I really love the way that you followed this expectation. You earned $1 for your class. Next, you want to only give one warning. So the first time you remind the class to keep their hands at their sides, you move on. If somebody engages in a behavior that goes against that expectation again, you want to like follow through and remove that school dollar. So frame feedback positively whenever possible. Instead of telling them don't do that, tell them like we keep our hands at our sides in the hallway, so that it's still framed as something they can do, a positive to the environment. And then lastly, remember to reinforce good behavior. So all too often we are looking for problem behavior so that we can jump in and correct it. But we want to make sure that we're reinforcing our students for doing the things that they should be doing. So if they make it through a part of the hallway where they normally have a lot of problem behavior, you want to be giving them school dollars for that. If you give them that first warning and they correct their behavior, you want to reinforce that positive behavior too. And so make those practice transitions, and after a while of practicing, the trainers will make a transition with each teacher and provide feedback on the way that they give their own feedback. And for our last activity, this will be just like the activity we just did, but teachers will provide the feedback and take data on the dollars earned and the dollars lost using that same data sheet that we showed you earlier in the training presentation. So try to make time for multiple trials so that you can also practice adding and subtracting and keeping track of the daily total as well. After practicing again, the trainers will come around and make transitions with each teacher and take school dollar data alongside them. That way we can compare the data and settle any discrepancies, and then also provide any more feedback as necessary.
Last, here are all the references we used to create this training presentation. We hope you all enjoyed watching and training with us. Thank you.